Hi malakas-malakas sekalian. Today we are gonna talk about depression. What is depression exactly? Depression, major depressive disorder, is a common and serious medical illness that negatively affects how you feel, the way you think, and how you act. Fortunately, it is also treatable. Depression causes feelings of sadness or a loss of interest in activities you once enjoyed. Like before, we lived to play games or going out with friends or watching movies, but now, we just don't like any of those things anymore and we feel kind of fatigued and tired. Depression symptoms can vary from mild to severe and can include feeling sad or having a depressed mood, loss of interest or pleasure in activities once we enjoyed, changes in appetite such as weight loss or gain even though you are not having diet, trouble sleeping or sleeping too much, loss of energy or increased fatigue, increase in purposeless physical activity like inability to sit still, pacing, hand-wringing, or slow movement or speech until this action is severe enough to be observable by others, feeling worthless or guilty, difficulty thinking, concentrating or making decisions, and last, the thoughts of death or suicide. These symptoms must last at least 2 weeks and must represent a change in your previous level of functioning for a diagnosis of depression. Depression affects an estimated 1 in 15 adults, which is 6.7% in any given year, and 1 in 6 people, 16.6%, will experience depression at some time in their life. Depression can occur at any time, but on average first appears during the late teens to mid-20s. Women are more likely than men to experience depression. Some studies shows that 1/3 of women will experience a major depressive episode in their lifetime. Depression is different from sadness or grief. The death of a loved one, loss of a job, or the ending of a relationship are difficult experiences for a person to endure. It is normal for feelings of sadness or grief to develop in response to such situations. Those experiencing loss often might describe themselves as being depressed. But being sad is not the same as having depression. The grieving process is natural and unique to each individual and shares some of the same features of depression. Both grief and depression may involve intense sadness and withdrawal from usual activities. They are also different in important ways. In grief, painful feelings come in waves, often intermixed with positive memories of the disease. In major depression, mood and interest are decreased for most of 2 weeks. In grief, self-esteem is usually maintained. In major depression, feelings of worthlesness and self-loathing are common. In grief, thoughts of death may surface when thinking of or fantasizing about joining the deceased loved one. In major depression, thoughts are focused on ending one's life due to feeling worthless or undeserving of living or being unable to cope with the pain of depression. Grief and depression can coexist. For some people, the death of a loved one, losing a job, or being a victim of a physical assault or a major disaster can lead to depression. When grief and depression co-occur, the grief is more severe and lasts longer than grief without depression. Distinguishing between grief and depression is important and can assist people in getting the help, support, or treatment they need. So how is depression treated? Professionals suggest that we can take medication, psychotherapy, and ECT, which is electroconvulsive therapy. But hell nah, dude. I don't even have fucking money to go having a talk therapy session because I'm fucking poor. And as an introvert and depressed, I prefer not to share my feelings with other people. But I do love talking to myself in front of the mirror, like a lot. So how about you guys? Do you guys feel the same? Share in the comments below why you are depressed. Maybe sharing in the comment section can help us reduce the burden for a little bit. Thank you for watching and remember, we are not alone.